another tough away trip coming after a tough away trip last week. How have the girls pulled up from the journey to Wellington and the tough game?
I think they've pulled up all right. We've only had 2 sessions because of the return on the Monday, and then we gave them the Tuesday off. So yesterday was our re-entry session. Today was our biggest session, and they were pretty good. They look pretty determined to fix up and rectify last game. As you're aware, we don't like to lose, so we'll be coming out guns blazing.
What were some of the things you took away from last week? It's probably difficult to accept conceding 3 goals in a game like that, given the way we played, the chances we created, particularly in the first half. I guess is it another one of those where probably a few of the games we feel a little bit hard done by with the result based on the performance.
Yeah, I mean we had 2 or 3 really clear-cut chances in the first 25-30 minutes that if you take them, the game's totally different, and we had the win advantage in that first half, and that just sets you up for the rest of the game. But unfortunately, we didn't put those chances away, and New Zealand were able to capitalise on a couple of set pieces, which is something that we don't like to concede from or don't want to concede from. And we focused a little bit on that over yesterday, today, and tomorrow. To make sure that we're not conceding from those areas or limiting what we're doing in that space. But we definitely did enough in the first half that we should have been up, and other than that the game was pretty even in regards to stats, possession and all those types of things too. So there's no doubt the travel was difficult, their home crowd and all that type of stuff. So it was a really good game for us to sort of experience that scenario, but I just don't think that 3-1 was what the result should have looked in the end, because we did enough we should have been up in the first half.
Chloe getting through 90 minutes for the first time, it must have been a huge boost for her, for you, for the team. How's she going, and obviously scoring a lovely goal?
Yeah, Chloe's just building towards the time that we want to have her available for as much as possible. So for her to get 90 minutes, playing as a number 9 and then as a number 10 a little bit was very, very important for us. Even Hannah's just building towards her time as well, because she's had a bit of a layoff in the pre-season. So we're slowly building with a couple of players that are pretty important for us. But there's also, we missed Mel on the weekend, and Mel was a big miss for us as well. So to have her return this weekend is going to be pretty important. But Chloe's 90 minutes was very big for us, and we'll keep developing that over with her in the next few weeks.
You mentioned Chloe and Hannah there, 2 players that have played a mixture of roles through the first few weeks we've seen. I think particularly in the last couple of games, it seems to be sort of into the second half we've switched around a bit, brought Hannah back into the middle with Chloe behind her. Is that sort of something you're reacting to game state wise, or is that do you envision reverting back to that going forward as well?
Yeah, that's really just been managing Chloe's load in games and Hannah's load in games, because both of them are in a situation where they're building towards playing maximum minutes in their natural position. It's been a bit about that, and we knew that this was the case, and that this has been in constant discussion with our medical staff, is making sure that we can build, in particular, those 2 players into the right amount of match minutes in their position. So we've probably got to that point where we're pretty comfortable now, where both of those girls are firing, they're looking good, and they're probably just about ready to play a little more time in their natural position. So having Hannah play outside has given her a different dimension for her specific position and as a player, but also it's given us a different avenue of, we know we can play her out there as well. So she scored from that position the week before. She's created a fair bit for us from that position, but we also know she's a natural number 9, and over the next few weeks we'll probably see that transition.
I wanted to ask you in particular about Lucy. I think last week when I had a little chat to you, obviously following the City game, it was easy to highlight Avani coming off the bench, her debut, her age, and the sort of eye-catching moments that she had, the disallowed goal, etc. Someone like Kiwa, who had a direct impact on the game with the assist, had been playing in every game, but Lucy's come off the bench the last 2 weeks, and I guess her journey sort of through NPL would maybe less familiar compared to some of the others, but she's come in off the bench and performed really well. You would obviously know her well from bringing her into Calder, and I'm sure you would have seen her through the NPL even when she wasn't at Calder.
Yep.
So how pleased have you been with her coming in and you know, 'cause she feels like she's got a lot of different things to her game: work rate, technical
Yeah.
ability, speed.
Lucy's, I've been watching Lucy, I think, ever since she was about 13, 14 years old, and that's someone that I've sort of tracked as a coach for many, many years, and one day said, you know, she'll be fantastic in an environment in the A-League, and seeing the impact and input she's having when she comes on in a game is exciting, and she's just a fighter. She wants to come on and fight and work hard and give herself every chance to be in, you know, some good moments in games, and we saw that in both the City game and even in the game of the weekend. She came in and had a really good impact for us, but she's still young and she's still progressing and developing. So, you know, Lucy's a very important player to this club, and hopefully she has a long future with us. But she's definitely someone that, you know, we've kept an eye on for many, many years, in particular myself, and wanted, you know, her to have this opportunity, and we're grateful, you know, that we've got her, and I'm sure she's very grateful that we've given her that chance too.
Love it. Just the final one, looking at Brisbane, obviously in the news a little bit in this week with the coaching change. They sort of came in all guns blazing a little bit the first couple of weeks with a couple of big wins, a couple of lesser results in the last few weeks. Now the coaching change, how do you view them as an opposition?
Yeah, I actually know the coach that departed really well. It was surprising actually, but you know, they're a good side. They're well organised. They've obviously, you know, they only lost I think one or two games as well, but they've won a couple of good games too. So they're a good side. They've got some new signings. Obviously they've got, you know, a pretty important Matilda in the midfield as well. That's very strong for them too. So, you know, they're a good side. We've done a little bit of research on them in the last couple of days. The girls have been working hard on making sure that we can try and capitalise on that, and we're focusing on us, as I always say. And we're ready to go there and get a result and basically rectify and fix what, you know, we sort of missed last week in Wellington. So I'm pretty confident the girls go out there and give a really, really good show and get the 3 points that we need.